At HSN, so glad you're here. I'm Siobhan, and these are the leggings that you've been waiting for DG to do for a long time. My best friend Linda has. She would ask me every time Diane was here, has she brought those leggings back? No. Oh, finally, they're here. Okay. It's that fabric that we've all come to know and love when DG does one of her great t-shirts. There's a thickness to it without it being heavy. The colors, let's get started here with the floral. This is your black pink floral. That is adorable, it's totally romantic. Then we have it in navy, which you were seeing before. I have them on in the black, they are a true black, right here. Then we have the gray and white stripe called, is that what called? Yep, gray stripe. Then the floral, navy floral, wouldn't that be cute? Running around as a change up from jeans, and then paint splatter. That's fun, very creative. And then your navy stripe. So in the navy stripe and in the gray stripe has a white to it, that's the derriere. And then in the navy stripe, the stripe is actually a heathered gray. Navy floral, paint splatter, it's just called splatter. Flats, sure, little high heel, up to you. But you work out in these, live in these for sure. There's no show through. They're a thick enough fabric where if you bend over, whatever you're up to, maybe your shirt is a little bit short, you're not gonna feel exposed. Oh, I love that. Isn't that good? Okay. Kenya's totally sporting it with that denim jacket. And then we're gonna see Sue, who's gone and put on the today's special. That's right. So Colleen Lopez has done it again. This top that Sue and I both have on, $39. I definitely highly recommend it. Go to hsn.com, see if you can find it there. And that is an incredible idea of putting it with those leggings. So if you are interested in what size, extra small through 3X, machine wash, tumble dry, it is the famous 93% cotton, 7% spandex. The inseam's 27 inches. Okay. If you are taller or shorter, it does not matter because these are leggings, right? You can have them above the ankle. You can have them at the ankle. Don't overthink the length of them. You can ultimately fold these under if you wanted to. If you wanted a real crop, you could absolutely fold them under. Entirely up to you. I mean, they'll stay. Chances are they'll stay. It depends on the size of your leg. But look, that's that favorite cotton. Do you have some of those stripes tops that she did this season? It's the same fabric, but we have to talk about the waistband. So comfort waist, and there's a reason why that's so important, as you know. If you ever had a pair of leggings like dig into you at the waist, this is, like we saw in those Ponte jeans, or Ponte pants, you saw that big piece of really soft, velvet soft elastic, but was strong, smoothing. That's what this is, only it's totally encompassed in that fabric, okay? And so you have some resilience to it. You have the stretch going across the top. That is the elastic that is covered. And then you have the stretch through the garment itself, but that is the t-shirt material. When I say t-shirt, don't overthink that. Precision stitching in the stripes. The cotton content with the way that Diane has the weight of her fabrics, the gauge of the fabrics, it gives you a lot of confidence. So please try these on. They're a blast. They're $19.95, and it's nice. You don't have to always wear your black leggings. We do have them, but it's nice to kind of change things up a little bit. So I wanted to also show you this. This is a true dark navy. That's what Sue has on with the today's special. And then here are the black pants, right? So they're both dark, but you can see there is a distinct difference. Black and navy. And then here's that floral print. That might be cute with this top too. And then if you want to do a little bit of a nautical, you could do the navy that has the gray heather to it. So stripes and a pair of leggings, yeah, why not? Kenny's rocking them, looking great. I definitely recommend them. The floral, romantic, different, whimsical. Doing yoga, yeah, exercising, yeah, doing your walk, walking the dog. Hey, if you have a lifestyle where you're, going to work and you can wear leggings, great. These are a little bit more dressed up because of the style and design, but they're also substantial. I have lived in yoga pants. When I was a yoga teacher for 10 years, I know a good pair of leggings or relaxed pants. I know a good pair when I see them and when I wear them. These are my favorite when it comes to DG's leggings. This is the ones that my best friend Linda has been waiting for, and now you have them, and you will not, if you're like a legging snob, right? You're like, I've been there, I've done that. I only like the ones that give me coverage. I would definitely recommend these. You won't be disappointed. So here's some ideas about how you can wear them. That longer t-shirt, that cute zip front jacket I had for you in the 5 and 5. If you're not comfortable wearing print on the bottom, we have the navy, we have the black. If you want to just do a little bit of print, you might do the stripe, although I have to say, very fun in the splatter, which is the gray background, and then the floral. Okay, put them on and decide. They are 27 inches in length, so you could be super tall and they will hit you above the ankle. You could be more of the petite and they're gonna hit you maybe all the way below the ankle. Totally up to you. So in the hosiery department, let us discuss this. In the hosiery department at the department store, you know, like they have notions over there. Sometimes they have like the folded slippers that are little ballet slippers, but they're really slippers for around the house. You know that area? I don't even know if they still have them, but a lot of times you can find tights there and you find leggings there. That's not what this is. You can go to a fitness store and you can find stretchy stuff and it's shiny. That's not what this is. This is a primarily cotton pair of leggings. This is a pair that you aren't gonna leave the house and feel like, has this ever happened to you guys? Like, does anyone realize I'm not really wearing pants? Like, right? Like, it's leggings, I get it, it's fashion, but really? No, this is like as confident as a pair of pants, as confident as a pair of jeans. You don't feel like you forgot to put on the right pants when you walk out of the house. Maybe, Sue and Kenya agreed with me, you just couldn't see it, just so you know. So, I hope you will experience these. I'm a huge fan for a reason, and because I am basically a leggings snob in the nicest possible way, of course.